Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abram. You know my partner, Albert Kamen. Albert, I saw YSU play on TV one night, and it was Ohio State, so I didn't get a great picture, but I got enough to look that there's some players out there.
Good way to say it. And they took a while to gel, but they now just have won their third straight, whooping Oakland, who we saw last year at home. They don't lose at home too often, Youngstown State. Built a 9-point lead and went away from there. They moved to 5-5, 2-0 in the league. They already beat Robert Morris on the road. They play defense. And I think this team's a better defensive team than past teams with Calhoun.
You know what? Now that you say that, and I thought they got major college bodies.
Yeah,
I mean, I know the eye test doesn't always.
Right.
But I looked at that thing and I said, you know what? There's some big men out
I like
there.
to say that.
Yeah,
And,
man.
Offensively, they're not as high powered from three, but with Nelson and the rest of the gang, they can do it. So they moved to 5-5 on the season, 2-0, as we said. In girls basketball, YSU just whooped Northern Kentucky 56-47. Local products, I like seeing that because it's not easy to get great local players. Warren Harding's Faith Birch, 16 points, 13 rebounds. West Branch standout, Sophia Gregory, only a freshman, 11 points and 12 rebounds. Mix that with some move-ins or whatever you call them, other states, and you have something to build on. Congratulations for their start, 6-4 overall and 2-0 in the conference.
That's the big deal, huh? Conference.
Yes.
Conference plays.
It's everything for them.
What gets you seeding for the tournament, and then the tournament's what gets you in the big tournament.
Yeah, well, for you fans who don't know, you play the regular season to get better and stay healthy because you want to be playing your best in February. But when the in-conference tournament comes around and you're ready to go, and both these teams are heading that direction. Also, YSU's punter, and you watched him play at Lakeview locally, Brendan Kilpatrick, up for the Punter of the Year award. And George, I looked it up. I want to know, how could you decide who the Punter of the Year was?
Right.
And
metrics.
Yeah, all kind of metrics. Net punting average, number of times punted downfield inside the 20-yard line, which is George and I's pet peeve.
Yeah, when you go right between the Y and the S for Youngstown State, I'm not real happy.
Yeah, you're punting from the 49.
Yeah, no, you know it's going to go in there.
Don't punt it in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Angle it one way or
Please.
the other. Oh, by the way, we'll get back. Did you see that jerk that coaches the Saints jump his punter yesterday?
Yes, I saw him.
Now, this kid's a rookie. He's going to, hey, tough guy.
Yes. Bad time.
Cowrie said the spit would fly out of his mouth just after Greg Lloyd jumped off, lined up. He didn't say a word to Greg Lloyd.
Miller used to get a beating as the punter.
He killed Miller.
He
and
did.
Greg Lloyd would line up offsides, and he wouldn't say a word. Oh, do I hate
The best part is Kamara, he's being good now, but the pass was in trouble. He was trying to be the guy
He got between them. I loved it. Yeah.
He was trying to be the guy to stop.
You yell at him.
Yeah, so these metrics, I'll put a big circle around that one. If you can put that down at the 3 to 5 yard line consistently,
yes.
I'll take you as a punter. I'll lose a little yardage.
Little distance.
Yeah, if you can aim it in the right place.
That's possibly why that's important, because it's like asking these guys to bunt or asking them to play a quarter. They're not going to do it because it messes up their stats.
Yeah, that's exactly
See,
right.
This is a good thing, counting inside the 20, because it's something they'll shoot for. Because if they have to kick, they want that total.
Oh, yeah, let's go 60 yards instead of 35.
And put them out of bounds at the 7.
Yes.
No, I agree.
In local, Mount Union moves on, but I'm telling you,
yes,
Carnegie Mellon gave them a heck of a game, 24-19. They will take on Salisbury, who's been good in the past, in the quarterfinals. A local product, West Branch quarterback, T.J. DeShields. We've talked about him many times on this show. 23 of 30 for 218 yards. Also ran for a touchdown. Locally, YSU and Mount Union have held up pretty good for us through the years. We'll keep talking about them. Talking about YSU. I get a kick out of this one, George.
Yeah, don't.
When I looked at,
I know what you're going to say.
Yes.
Don't even.
And we haven't talked.
Yeah,
I know. Yes.
Go ahead.
So, first team, Missouri Valley football. Now we're talking about South Dakota State.
North
Dakota State. So they all won, by the way.
Northern
South Dakota,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
all won.
Oh, yeah.
Right down the line. First team, not second, third, not what I don't mention. Bo Brungard. Now, you have to get our background in this one. We have a guy calls our show, Penguin Joe, that says the one change they have to make, they cannot win with Bo Brungard. Now, George, if you're the first team all-conference quarterback, along with Max Tomzik, first team receiver, I think they're doing something right with the quarterback and receivers.
Absolutely.
That's the part he said they're lousy at.
No, they're terrific. You could see it's a
First team.
When fans lose, you can see what happens. They get
Bo
goofy.
Brungard, first team.
Congratulations to both of them. It's a big honor.
And
He's
junior receiver
He's
Max.
been on our show more than we have. Bo
for
Brungard.
sure. Yes.
He terrific
Yeah,
honor
yes.
for him and Tom Zach also. But the caliber of competition is what
Tells you how good they play.
They play great, but you're not going to win with two guys. Not in that league.
No,
not in any league football.
And we talked about the defense losing 9 players to the portal, so
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. And that's not, and if they don't make some changes, NIL wise, however they do it, it's not going to change.
No.
Someone's going to grab 9 more.
Yeah, whoever plays well at this division, and a Division I's coach sees them, get ready.
Yeah.
They're taking. I don't call it poaching, whatever word you want to do. They're taking them. They're offering them money, and they're going. 2 great players for ISU end up being starters for Kansas and Duke. Both of them very good
I was
teams.
watching the Kansas game. Kid came up and made a play, and I investigated a little bit. I said, "Oh, wait a minute now."
Major difference.
And they're scouting that portal. I heard a guy the other day. He said, "We don't miss a day in the portal." He said, "You can't."
It's coming right now.
Yeah.
Today, as we sit here, somebody's signing someplace.
Oh yeah, because they know they recognize their deficiencies.
Yes.
You know, they're watching film, et cetera, deciding that high school signing day is almost an afterthought. Remember when that used to be anticipatory?
Used to be big.
And everybody was like, "Oh, now it's like portal first because they're coming right in and playing. They're not waiting 2 years. They're not putting 20 pounds on them.
No.
They're coming in as is, ready to start.
Ready to start is right, and the under-the-table stuff that used to happen is still happening. We had an agent on our show
it's not
Saturday.
gonna stop.
An agent on our show Saturday, and the high school kids are being contacted by agents.
Sure.
They'll say, "Where do you want to go?" Not high school, not where. Then the freshmen are being contacted. Where do you want to go?
Sure.
George, it's a runaway freight train. So if you have the money, you can win.
Yeah, it's going to get worse.
Because Oregon is a perfect example.
Yeah, and it's going to get worse because what's going to happen, the schools are going to pay them eventually.
It's coming.
And then the Macs of the world, they're either going to have to play in the spring or something.
Yeah, they're in
because
trouble.
There's no way to find it. Like you look at Big Ten, they have 4 teams. And as that progresses, they might share the money. Someone said, well, wait till some team wins 3 rounds.
Right.
And see what the money is.
Yes.
No, it's the way they're headed. I don't know that it's sustainable because I tell Al this too. Like, say the school's wanting money. You YSU alums, I get it. They don't mind ponying up some. But that same money then can't go to the library.
Right.
That same money can't go to the science wing. Mm-hmm. In other words, I have $100. I'll give it to you.
Right.
But then it's $100 that someone else isn't getting.
Right.
I can't give him $100 also.
Can't go everywhere.
And that's the point. And that's one thing I don't know that they've thought through. Like they used to just get Paterno on the phone. Next thing you know, there's a new library.
Right.
Well, if he's calling earlier and asking for $20 million for NIL, which is what it's going to take, you could see Ohio State spent $20 million.
Yeah.
That's going to be the standard.
As you said previously, though, I'm going to make a good point of this, George, because you sneak some stuff in. I'll go with it. The NIL is going to go to the schools. It's going to move into. It's not going to stay with the.
Oh no.
It's going to go there.
Yeah.
And now decide how you're going to use that money.
Use the TV money.
Yeah, big TV money.
Yeah.
Decide how I do. Tell you what, this bracket, whatever you want to call it, did. The ACC is the one that won out.
Yeah.
They got 2 teams, and that money's coming back to them.
Yeah,
You know, I thought the league might break up. It might stay together now because of the money coming back in.
Sure. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to talk about that 12-team tourney. It's going to be fabulous. There's going to be interest starting December 20 about that we've never seen. But I'll tell you what they did right, and I'll tell you what they did wrong. They got the 12 teams right.
Okay.
Should have seeded them. I don't care if you use the eye test. Oregon runs the gauntlet, beats Ohio State, beats Penn State, What's their reward? They got Ohio State in the second round. That should be the 8-9 winner. You know how they do 1, 8,
Right.
9, 2, 7, 10, etc. There's no possible way. They should have had to run that table, beat Penn State, and then have to play Ohio State.
I would think they're going to change that for next year. I would think they'll look at that.
It's got to be the first thing.
I would
higher.
think. They can
And
look
you
at
know
that.
what screws it all up? We've talked about it in the NCAA tournament, the automatic bids. In other words, you have a team in there that won the league, but yet the rating isn't as high, so they put Boise in there. Boise should not be able to get a top 4 in that JV league.
Yeah, I get it. I get it completely. They'll have to look into that. The other thing, I had a question for you. How much do you value head-to-head?
A lot, but many times there are other circumstances. In other words, you and I played, I won, but then I look, but you lost to someone I beat or vice versa. It kind of throws it out the window.
So you don't value head-to-head then? See, I value everything.
Yeah.
If my team beat yours.
Yeah, but see, there's other things involved. That's the problem, or when they beat them.
That's I said.
Yeah.
The answer's different than mine.
Yeah.
That's good. My answer completely. If I play somebody and beat you, how can you be rated
Well,
ahead of me?
but here's the
Ohio
thing.
State beat Penn State, and I can't understand how.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get that.
Ohio State beat Penn State.
Yeah, I get
I
it.
don't care what other things happen.
But see, what I'm looking at there, like Alabama, they beat someone, but yet someone beat them. Now
no,
what do
they
you
were
do?
in. I'm telling you, it
If
should
they're
count.
both there, I get it.
No, I'm talking about when you're in there.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
talking when you're in, not going out. I didn't word that right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you start rating them.
And they're
How
already
can-
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
now
can a team you beat be rated
Okay,
ahead of
but
you?
what do you do? Let's say one of them has 3 losses, one
I
of
don't
them
care
has
about
1.
that. That's what I said. I beat
just
you.
automatically.
Yeah, because I beat you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, if I beat you, I'm telling you, I'm looking in the eye and say,
I get
I'm
it.
better than you.
I get it. That day you were.
No,
Remember,
that's all the day counts.
But look at Notre Dame. They're still talking about game 2 for them. And by the way, these people think Indiana's going to beat. I don't know what they're watching. That's the biggest mismatch I've seen.
It's not line
Don't-
7.5. I saw it. Looked up the line.
Penn State's given 9.5. That makes. I'm telling you right now, that
That's a lot.
team.
That's a big line.
That
That's
team's
for
got a
SMU.
better chance against Penn
Oh yeah,
State.
no doubt.
Notre Dame's going to play ground chuck on them.
They're gonna throw- the way they played,
I
they're
watched
gonna-
Army.
What they
That's
did in
enough
Army,
for me.
I know.
All right, let's talk a 12-team tourney. Smoo fought so hard against Clemson. I think at halftime they were out. But that comeback and taking that game
I
to
would
the
think so,
wire
too.
forced, and Alabama can cry. And here's the other thing. I'm online last night. Alabama AD. We're going to revisit our. It wasn't the preseason that put you out, goofball. It was Vanderbilt and Oklahoma, 6-6 Oklahoma. That's what put
Yeah,
you
no
out.
doubt, no
Not
doubt.
playing Tennessee Martin.
Yeah, no doubt
that
about
had
that.
nothing to do
Yeah,
with it.
not a doubt.
All right, now, should be a great tourney. We're not sure. I was saying, how do you know it's a good tournament? I talked to Al the other day. We have no idea. We've been wrong, but we've had an idea.
Yeah.
Honest to God, if you twisted my arm and you said, I'd say, okay, Oregon.
Yeah, that'd be the team everybody
But then
takes.
again, I said, well, Ohio State can beat them. I know that. Watch the game.
Yeah, everybody's going to take
They can
Oregon.
beat them.
Yeah.
Can't they beat them?
Oh yeah, I already proved it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Using home field is new. It's going to be great for those 4 places. There'll be people. I think the Penn State tickets that are normally 75 or.
I was going to ask you, think they'll charge higher prices? Okay, they will. Okay.
Supply and demand.
All right, so they're going to get big money. All right.
Here's the thing about that. Then the 4 buys play the 4 winners. Now we're at 8, which is, I think, one more year of 12, and then I think they say 14. I think 16.
When
Take
can they
away
do
the
that?
buy.
They do it next year? Or
One more.
Yep, 2
This
years.
one's 2.
Okay.
That's
all
from what I've been
Okay,
told.
Okay.
So there you go. You go like that.
I was wondering about that.
And now, if you're a Penn State fan, nothing's easy. But I mean, 9.5-point favorite, then Boise. To get to the Final Four, you couldn't draw it any better.
That's what you said about the seeding.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this.
You like Boise, so you think Boise can beat Penn State? Yes.
Oregon needed 2 special team touchdowns to beat them.
Yep.
So I'm not sure that.
Exactly.
That's
I think people are overlooking that.
You agree on 16 being the new number?
I know it will be a number.
Yeah, I thought.
Money. It's the money thing. You taught me that.
Now, here's one thing this week. I saw there is a bowl game Saturday, by the way. I wasn't realized. It's Western Michigan, Southern Alabama. But what is Saturday is Army-Navy. And let's not go past that.
Yeah, that's the biggest rivalry in sports.
By
I could
far.
talk about any of the other ones. Army, Navy's up here.
Yep.
Like I know if I ask the Army team, I know I'm not even contemplating.
Nope.
Do they want to beat Tulane, or do they want to beat Navy?
Yes, but not as big a yes. You're
They
right.
want Navy's the one they want to beat.
Yes.
That's everything to them.
Exactly.
It's ultimate every year. Every year you think like Army's better than Navy this year, but I know Navy's going to be playing like wild man thrown out of the can.
Let me ask you this. I talk about this. We've watched this Army-Navy game forever. It's to throw the records out, much like Michigan, Ohio State.
Proved it. It
but
proved
I
it.
will say this, 5's too low.
It's up to 7 already.
Okay.
It went up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up
Because
to
I
7
looked
already.
at it and I said, you know what? They're off on this one.
But we automatically think that every year, the last couple of years.
Of course, I
We
thought
said-
Ohio State minus 19 was good against Michigan.
Yeah, but watching it doing naked eye, Army's better than Navy. But Navy won 8 games, so you can't
And
just
they
throw
have
them
good-
out.
and they have good
They're
defense.
not just scrubby.
It's in Maryland, too, again. It's not
Okay,
in Philly. It's
okay.
not back. We had talked about that in one of our shows. NFL, let's talk about the NFL a little bit. Not for long. Don't go by last week. Al and I have learned that over our many, many years on the air, but they did get even. And listen, Al and I, we agree on this 100%. Save that we beat ourselves stuff. Use that for
That's the worst line in the world.
Halloween. Or
Give the
use-
other team credit, please.
Yeah, please. The other team wanted to win too. And the last I checked, somebody causes those fumbles, and generally on those interceptions, someone has
Some
to
kind of
catch
rush
the
or something
ball
or something,
for the
yes.
other team, or they tip the ball, or you throw some stupid screen pass without looking, and a 320-pound guy intercepts it. That tells you that it was on you.
Well, you fans are watching. You have to give George credit for this one. He thought the Steelers would be good.
Yeah.
And they continue to do so. So
Yeah. Well, I
yes.
think these guys that like him, sometimes it's that reverse psychology where
I don't have
won't
any.
be too disappointed. I have a buddy like that. He'll like, I don't know if they can win. So I said, you're just doing that. But the bottom line is I said 27 points. And the truth is they took a knee. It would really been 35.
Yeah. I'm talking for the year. I'm not talking about one game. I'm talking for the year. But I'm saying this, that Steeler fan, I'm just a fan. I'm not a fanatic. There's still fanatics out there.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends are fanatics. The first thing, I got one yesterday, the first thing he said to me, they got to fire Tomlin.
That's so.
But that's the way they think. Since they have not won a playoff game, Eddie thinks that way.
Yeah.
You understand that automatically?
Yeah.
No, I've heard you say it too, though.
No,
I have heard
I
you say
said
it.
no. I'm not.
I heard you say they have not won a playoff game.
That's accurate.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't say fire him. There's
No,
a
you didn't
difference.
say that.
No.
But you think he's not that good because they
No,
don't win a playoff
I
game?
said he hasn't done it. He needs to do something recently. It's 8 years, I think.
But I don't think they can. That's what I'm saying.
I think they will this year.
Okay, I know you've been right on them.
Yeah.
I don't see it still beating Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo's better.
They would come in there in the second. Right now,
The weather's not going to affect Buffalo.
no.
And Kansas City, it's not going to
How about
affect.
yesterday, the quarterback for Buffalo. Now he won the MVP
It's
yesterday.
the greatest thing ever.
Hey, he
done.
won MVP yesterday.
Greatest game any
You know
quarterback's
that?
ever had.
No, 3 run, 3 pass.
Through fantasy. That's a fantasy
And
record.
guess what, Al? They didn't win 72-7. They needed every
I know.
stinking one. Then the coach gave the game away again. When are they going to either get rid of this garden gnome or realize you can't sneak with 3 timeouts left?
I saw
Now,
that.
who doesn't know that?
I saw that.
Who doesn't know that?
Yeah, they don't
You
know. They
can
don't
go
know.
down to Elwood Biddies
They don't know that.
and they say, hey, fellas, you know, we
Yeah,
only
you
have 3
had to waste
timeouts.
the timeout.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You're exactly. And you can't turn the ball over and miss field goals. Not now. Like, miss field goal, you played for
That's
me.
the Browns.
You know what happens.
That's why the Browns lose. Things like that.
They're the Browns.
It wasn't 2 55-yard field goals. They were 2 easy ones.
And KC. Now, this is 15-1 in one-score games. Give me your thought. Will it even out?
I know it's not even an out. Somebody's going to beat them.
Okay.
Yeah, their defense is really good. How about a team? They've lost this against the spread 7 straight games.
Oh, yeah.
No, they play every game down to the wire.
I'm making money without being
But
smart.
they have to be smart enough. And like last night, there is no question. I agree with the announcer. If you give the ball to Mahomes, and he has
give
a
it to
chance,
him.
no. So you have to let them score. So
Yeah.
you have the ball last.
Your guy,
Why would you let Mahomes go down the
That's
field?
that was your
I thought-
thinking last week, the kneecap biter. He knew he couldn't stop Green Bay.
And that's why he
And I
did it.
wasn't critical.
Yeah.
Normally I'm critical.
No, he's a gamble machine.
Yeah.
But so he does not fit the exact. But
That
I'm talking,
day made sense.
Yeah. But I'm saying San Diego or LA, whoever.
Yeah, no, you got it. You hit it.
Harbaugh's on the sideline thinking, I think I've seen this script before.
I'm not getting this ball. How about Kelsey? He's sitting on the ground.
You know what's going
He
to happen.
rolls out, and I said, "Oh, it's done." And I thought, well, they
Zero
tried to
was
score
hit.
a
All he did was
touchdown.
tackle him, and he couldn't do it. Zero couldn't tackle him.
No, you can't tell. That's the other thing. I'm listening. I never listen. But last year, overtime in the Super Bowl, I have the sound on.
Right.
and he tells Andy Reid, he said, if that how, he said, I'll run for it. Like he
You knew it was going to happen, yeah.
I said,
And that's where he's special.
Yeah.
And in big moments where other quarterbacks don't come through,
Yep.
he'll
And that
come through
ball's
all the
right
time.
on the 8 and the 4.
Run or pass,
Right
he'll come
on the
through.
8 and the 7.
Always, yeah.
Cassie was laying on the ground.
Yeah.
And then me, this is where you and I are different. Big Andy's won a lot of games. I'm trying to score. I'm not letting some kicker I got last week at the dry cleaner kick that field goal. Doesn't he hit to doink it? Did he doink it?
That's luck.
But did it doink in?
I get it. There's a lot of luck involved. We know that.
You got 100.
It's not luck with Mahomes, though. See, it's
No.
not luck. It's skill with Mahomes.
No.
Uh-huh.
Here's the problem with the Buffalo loss. What's it mean? KC home all the way.
Yeah.
So that means there's only 2 games. You go there and it's 12 degrees.
Yeah.
I've seen that game.
That's the advantage they do have.
Have you seen that game before?
Yeah, I have.
I've seen it.
Their
Philly,
defense is really good, by the way.
No.
Their
Better
defense is
than
really
that.
good. Yeah, the defense is really
I
good.
have to tell you.
Yeah.
I have to tell you.
Yeah, they are.
Philly next week for Pittsburgh. Philly's right in that NFC.
With Detroit,
Let Detroit stub their toe for a little bit.
That's all it takes.
And then Philly, but boy, did they play lousy yesterday. They had the classic, we've made a fortune on that in college. Looking for next week. Carolina, what are they? They're in a guy missed in the end zone, the game's over.
I know, it's true. They can't throw the ball as well as they used to. I don't know what's wrong with Hurts. Is he hurt or
Receivers are
what?
mad. Did you see
But
that?
all they're going to do is run the ball.
Because they
every
asked
play.
I think it was Brown, one of them, they said, what's going on? He goes, we can't pass.
They don't throw
He
the
just
ball.
said it
They don't throw
flat
it.
out. And by the way, I know it's an ATM, the NFL. I get it. It should have ATM beside it, playing 3 times. You're going to play Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday. I don't care who you are. That body, human body.
No chance.
No, and Pittsburgh's one of them.
I know. They put a lot of stuff on Pittsburgh at the end of the year.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not possible.
You'll see some injuries.
It's not fair. By the way, the Rams look good on offense.
They always do.
Good. I didn't realize how powerful that Puka Nacua was.
He's different.
He is different.
He's different. Fifth-round pick. They got
can
lucky.
Can he catch a little bit?
They got lucky. 5th-round pick.
And the redhead guy that played.
I remember
against
7
them,
and 6. That's what I'm saying.
he's
You see him.
Well, they have no defense.
If you watched him, yes. No, sometimes the defense does play good.
Oh, yeah.
You watch. See, that's George came on the show saying.
Yeah.
NFL,
Yeah.
not for. If you watched the Rams yesterday, you're thinking,
Yeah, they finished the season
they'll beat anybody.
in Seattle.
It won't be 44-42 there.
No, it won't be. That's a different. San Francisco came back, but I believe it's too late for them. This is just one of those years with anything.
Well, they one game out of first place, so that's not too much. They told me one yesterday.
No, they're
Oh, okay.
They're 6 and 7.
I thought the winning team's 7 and 6. That's what I thought.
Okay, but there's some about head to head or something
Okay.
like that. So I'm rooting. I'm rooting.
Yeah.
Allen sewed up the MVP, as I said. I'm 100%. I don't know a lot of stuff. But okay, Monday night, we have to mention this because it's local. Coached 30 years. I coached 60, 70 years. Newcastle has 2 players in Monday Night Football.
I know, and that's something.
Now, I don't care.
Pretty amazing.
No, it's past amazing.
Yes.
And if you don't think it is, then you haven't been watching, or ask somebody who coached 30 years how many NFL players they had.
I mean, how many Division I players they
Yeah,
had?
well, yeah, we can take that back
Yes,
too.
yes.
Hey, it's just incredible. I'm impressed, I have to say it. Now, NCAA hoops, they're ramping it up a little bit. I'm not there yet.
Way
but
too early
come
for me.
January, when we have football in a wane, we'll check it out a little bit. Albert says, watch Alabama. And if he says it, I'm going to watch.
Talent level's amazing.
He said they're unreal.
Yeah. But I'll say this, Missouri beat Kansas today.
Yeah,
so,
they did.
So that's telling me for sure the SEC is the best league. Like they just, that is
If they're
just,
fifth, let's say fourth.
they just beat a number 1 team. And you go right down the line.
Yeah,
There's so
you
many
just
of
go
them.
down there.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, here's something interesting. I have a friend who thinks this Cooper flag is good, but way overrated.
It could be.
Is it possible?
He could be. No
He's
question.
young.
He could be. He's a freshman.
Yeah,
You know,
he's
he had a big name coming.
But he's a young
in
freshman,
the
too.
AAU circuit.
Okay.
Big name in the AAU circuit.
Okay.
We'll find out
I need more time.
in the
You
playoff
ready?
time when it comes to
Yeah. Well, at least
tournament.
he'll be 18. They can't put him on FanDuel. They can't put his props on FanDuel.
yet.
You're not old enough.
Not old enough.
No, that's amazing when
That's
you
funny.
think about it. That is
Yes.
when you have to realize that. Hey, a nice touch the other day. Louis Carnesecca passed away at 99. Patino had a Louis sweater on for the game. I mean, it sounds, but it was a nice
Yeah,
tribute.
yeah. So those guys like him.
Oh, they
all
love,
like, you know,
there
they all-
was something
you know.
about, what did Boeheim say? He said he was a great coach, he was a better guy.
Yeah, and although John Thompson, you know, because John Thompson was not easy to please.
No.
He loved Louis Carseca. Yeah,
Now,
he
there's
did.
a developing story in Youngstown's league we're going to have to follow. Gottlieb benched his star the
I
other
loved
day.
it. I'm rooting so hard for him.
And I never did, but I'm changed now.
Oh, no.
Can he get away with it?
No,
Is my
not a
question.
chance. Not a chance.
Is he going to be in trouble?
He'll
For
be
it?
fired.
Whoever paid him.
I'm rooting for him so hard.
He said he does not play the way
something
I
I
like.
would have done. He said, that's it. He
Yeah.
doesn't play the way we're supposed. And he said, but this part, he said, before this, I would lay in bed thinking, you know, I gave in again today.
Yeah.
He did it 10 times. He said, finally said,
Oh, better yet. I get it.
He finally said, wait a minute.
Great.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
If I'm going to go down,
Get out my
let me
way.
go, yes.
I tell all the young
I'm rooting
coaches.
for him so
You
bad.
know, I tell all the young coaches that, but I'm not the one fired if they don't do it. But I agree 1,000.
No, he's done it, though. I'll give him credit.
I admire his conviction.
No, so do I. But see, most people won't.
No.
You understand? Like, they make fun of Dad
We need
for
to
not,
win.
not
No,
going
we
to
need
Portal.
win.
He's
And
my
then-
guy.
And then the other thing, too, in the Portal age, you know, will it work? Or will he
No,
just
it ain't going to.
leave? And
No, it ain't going to do it.
you
It
don't
ain't going
think
to
he'll
work.
teach them to play better? That's my question.
No.
You don't think
Because he
it's
needs
a
players.
lesson learned? Yeah,
No,
that's what I thought.
No, you can't. No, it's pure T.
Yeah.
Pure talent.
Yeah.
Forget all this play better. Boston shoots 63s a game.
Oh, my.
Why do they do it? Because they have good better players.
I saw the
It's
other
not basketball.
day. They shot 8 for something.
It's
Somebody
not
said,
basketball.
I can't watch this. I said, the
I know.
shots
Never.
were
I will never watch it.
Shots were
Every
going.
every time down the floor, it's a 3.
Pretty much.
It is.
Ohio State, Pitt gets a huge game at Ohio State. That's a big win for the tournament. Road powerhouse.
Yeah, it is. Now look
They
at that
turn
one.
around, they lose by 30 to Mississippi State. Just when you think you've got
Think you got to
the
figure it out, right?
puzzle figured out, they change.
That's the
it.
SEC, though. That's
Yeah,
what he's
that
talking
is.
about. That's the league.
Penn State taking Purdue to the woodshed. That's something we haven't said much on our
Yeah,
basketball.
you saw Penn State. You liked their players.
The minute I
yeah, you
saw
saw
them.
their players.
The minute I saw them.
And Purdue came back and beat Maryland, so I know that was a good win for Penn
NBA
State.
LeBron, I think Father Time is finally not all the time.
You can't do it every game.
No, and
That-
now
remember,
he's
he used to
sitting
do it
out
every
with a
game.
bad foot. And,
Yeah.
I mean, he's just 40 years old. It's
Shouldn't be
sad.
playing. Should be done.
No.
That's what I'll say.
MLB guys are signing all over the place till you see the Soto thing. Then you realize why have a team.
Yeah. There's no,
Why would Pittsburgh put a team?
Dodgers have already signed 4 guys.
Yeah. But you know what got me
team
the
of
most?
one.
But you know what got me the most? One Saturday, we're doing a radio show, and I saw a utility man signed for $57 million. I said, what are we doing here?
That's because he dominated the playoffs for them, and that's all they need. They saw, okay, well, Tommy Edman, we'll get him, we'll sign him some more. Yeah.
And Soto for 10 years. By the way, it's more than a Pirates paid the last 10 years.
No
total.
question.
Just so you
It's a
get
joke.
an idea.
And I heard today on the radio, they said, what's the reason he signed? And I said, they should have had George on the show.
Yeah.
He had said, I'd have told you 10 years ago why he signed.
Right here.
He didn't have nothing to do with a team,
No,
had nothing to do with liking.
No,
It was,
Dinero.
he wanted $50 million from somebody a year.
Yeah. And they came back to the Yankees.
Yankees at $48 million said that's not enough.
That's it.
That's not enough.
No. The game has many flaws. I'm not going to mention the golden at bat because I don't want you to.
Please don't make me gag on the show.
I did, and I stopped. No, amazing. The college refs, they need a quick lesson on what targeting is and what it isn't. If your helmet flies off, if you go
Georgia
back,
game.
if you lay there, it's targeting.
My gosh.
I mean, now they don't. One guy will say it's crown only. One guy will say he's defenseless. One guy will say he's now a runner. Truth of the matter is, they don't know.
Well, I would say I get the answer. They're never going back because of me.
No.
I just think targets should be out. It's called football. Get ready. You're going to get crushed because that's the way you play. I've seen George. I watched Oakland play Pittsburgh, and they'd run across the
close on.
and they would close on across the neck.
Yeah,
They just kept playing.
Yeah, no.
Hey, if you're going across the middle, teach your quarterback to throw it low.
Yeah, yep.
Or it's going to be disaster.
By the way, Notre Dame's on TV. First time in 30 years they've been on any network but NBC because of ESPN having the
First time in
tournament.
30 years.
First time. Hey, thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. See you next week.